Hello everybody, welcome to the channel or welcome back. I'm Genesis. I'm a really small streamer and an artist and a bunch of other things, but I recently started streaming gaming. I recently had this massive learning curve and learning lesson when it comes to parasocial dynamics and how parasocial dynamics can find you and sort of like, you know, latch onto you or develop like under your nose without you even like clocking or realizing it until it's like a bit too late. I wanted to pass on this message and talk about it from a small creator, very tiny creator, small streamer POV, because I feel like larger creators have spoken about this, or like this seems like this very obvious thing that like you shouldn't have to talk about, but there are so many smaller streamers who this could probably happen to without them realizing, or just like people like who are online, period. This is an online safety thing. I've been on the internet for a really long time, since I was a child. I'm a child of the internet. I take online safety very seriously, especially as like an adult now. So first off, you have to see your online platform, your space, your social media, everything as like an ecosystem. It is up to you to manage the ecosystem. Part of being a content creator or pursuing an online public career, you need to have leadership skills. And I feel like not a lot of people actually say this, either because they think it's such an obvious thing, or they don't really associate being a content creator with leadership per se. But it is like, you basically are on a platform, you're platformed. So like people are looking up to you. You need to have leadership skills, and that includes enforcing, I guess, to a degree. Like, this is gonna sound really weird because I don't want to sound like, you know, a dictator or anything, but like enforcing discipline is so important. Like, for example, like as a small creator, I feel like your first supporters, you feel so indebted to them. You feel like you owe them so much access to you. You tend to fall into people pleasing tendencies, especially if you're like me and you're a recovering people pleaser. You might feel more inclined to like allow them to be in your DMs, give them roles like mods, editors and stuff like that. And if you do give out these roles, I would advise you to give them to someone that you know in real life, or one of your really well-known like online friends that like either you've met in person or that has sort of been with you on the online journey way before streaming. Really, when you are a tiny streamer, you don't need anybody filling those roles. You don't need editors. You don't need all these things. These things will come with time, but for now, it's not necessary. I feel like the dynamics when it comes to being parasocial can go either way, and it can go like both ways sometimes without one or both parties realizing it, and that's where the dynamic gets a bit sus and dangerous. You as the streamer or as the person who is like platformed, it is up to you to set the boundary, and it is up to you to shut things down. Maybe like someone's in your DMs all the time, they're messaging you at weird times, or they're talking about too much personal stuff. If there is an age gap, that's even more sus. Like if the person's way older or way younger than you, then it's like you have to nip that in the bud. Like, that is not okay. When people get parasocial, they literally start to feel like they're on a very close, very personal basis with you, and it's important to remind yourself and the people who interact with your content that you are not their friend. I don't like this idea of just like, you know, people who call their viewers or their audience their friends. Like, we are not friends. Like, even when it comes to streamers or content creators interacting with other content creators, I feel like when people get parasocial, they think that these people are just like really living in this magical fairyland and they're like BFFs. And I'm not saying that can't happen, but like, just like in any other workplace, you're essentially co-workers. These are your peers. Like, you're not, it's not real friendship unless it develops and blooms into that over time. And you'll know who is really friends with who. You'll see it in their content, but also in any parts of their personal lives that they decide to show you. It's very important not to like feel obligated to keep people around because you feel like, oh, these are my only viewers, they support me so much, I don't want to push anybody away. Listen, think about it this way. Like, this is like a lack mindset thing. Like, I've heard people talking about this before, like when it comes to chat as well, like chat moderation and letting toxic viewers stay there because they want to keep the numbers up, or they're trying to reach a certain goal. And listen, like, get rid of the toxic viewers in a heartbeat. Like, even if your first viewer is a toxic viewer or somebody who's like overstepping too much, nip that in the bud right away, because that can be jeopardizing for your career later on. That one toxic viewer could keep hundreds or even thousands of genuine good viewers away from your stream, away from your channel. It's better to do this now as a tiny creator, because it's like you have no one watching you anyway. Like, what is that one or two people, like, even if they were in the chat or whatever, it's like, as a streamer, like, personally, I'm talking in the realm of streaming because that's what I'm doing. You have to learn certain skills when it comes to being an entertainer, and that includes like being able to entertain when the crowd is dead, or when things are not, like, you know, hyped up yet. You have to know how to do that. That's just a skill that you absolutely need. Luckily for me, I am a yapper. I can yap to the camera, as you can see. I have had plenty of practice doing that. I'm also very perfectly capable of doing that on stream. Normally, when I go quiet on stream, it's either because I'm concentrating on something momentarily, or because I'm like really mad because of something. That's normally the two times when I'm quiet on stream. Other than that, I'm doing all of this. I say this to say, like, having that lack mindset will really hold you back and will really like set back your career progress. That kind of attitude and allowing these people power to like infiltrate and mess up the whole vibe of your stream, your brand, everything, that's not good. That shows that like what you're building has unstable foundations, and it's not going to be built to last. I've brushed on this before, but I want to talk about this because this is very important. DMs. I think that because of perceived proximity with small creators, we're more vulnerable when it comes to people just like wanting to be in our DMs and in our comments all the time, because more often than not, they know that we're not having thousands of people in our DMs. We're not having thousands of people in our comments. So if they send a message or something, like, we're gonna see it. So it's like, they sometimes develop this entitlement to our time and our attention because they feel like, hey, it's not like anyone else is paying attention to you, so like you should be talking to me. Please set your boundaries. Do not fall for that. As you grow in popularity, as your stream grows, as your platform grows, you cannot be having DMs and exchanges with these people. And like, before you know it, the DM becomes long and you realize that you've been having and entertaining a whole conversation with this person, and this person has been stealing your energy and your time. And especially if they haven't been talking about the stream, or they'll start off talking about the stream but they switch it to like personal stuff, or start getting a bit too close for comfort, overly friendly, overly personal with you, nip that right in the bud. You have to understand that people aren't always who they say they are online. People could be lying. People can try and twist things and misconstrue things. If you have nothing to hide, and if there's like, you know, nothing to be taken out of context, then that's fine. The best medicine to this kind of thing is the preventative kind. So like, don't engage in the first place. And if you have made that mistake, then cut it off. Make sure you keep your receipts, your screenshots. Make sure you have everything on deck, because in this new internet age, and also with just the way people are, like, you can't like put all your trust and faith in people to be understanding when you have to set these boundaries. Okay, last but not least, here are some signs that somebody is being really parasocial with you. I'm just going to go through a few. Number one, they spam. They spam in comments underneath content. They spam in your DMs. They spam wherever they can to sort of keep your attention on them. Number two, love bombing. So like constant like praise, admiration, saying, oh, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that for you, like, I feel like you should do this and that. And it seems genuine. It seems like they're trying to help you. They want to help the stream. They want to help you to grow like your platform. But this is so manipulative, and you can't fall for it. That is sort of how they hook you in. And then next thing you know, you're replying to their messages. You're like, oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, they got you roped in like these weird conversations and whatever. And it's like, hang on, wait a minute, this is not, like, I did not sign up for this. Number 3, almost have like a, I don't know, a possessive kind of like energy when it comes to you and how you interact in your stream. They want to be in everything you're doing. They want to backseat all the time. They want to join, like, any game that is like multiplayer. They want to join and be in everything. They're stream hijacking, they're stream sniping, or like they might not even be stream sniping, they might not even be doing anything malicious, but they're just in your business and in everything that you're doing. And if you will know when they're overstepping, because it feels uncomfortable. It feels like, oh my gosh, like you start to feel like you want to avoid them because it gets overbearing and it gets really annoying. Number 4, they start using terms that are like inappropriate for your dynamic. So like they start referring to you as friend, bestie, twin, even things like, oh, my sister, my brother, or mom or dad. I'm okay with like unk, or like I don't know. I actually, let me be careful how I'm saying this, because I don't know if I'm actually that okay with it. But even those terms I'm very wary of, because they can be easily taken and like made into this whole like parasocial thing. Number 5, they always move it to personal stuff. They start overstepping your boundaries in conversation and talking about personal stuff that's inappropriate, stuff about their life, their family. They rope you into conversation about these things. So like if you're very empathetic, you might be like, oh yeah, I understand, it will get better, you know, I went through this too, or this is what happened to me here, blah blah. Next thing you know, you're like telling them a bit too much, you're oversharing a bit too much. And depending on the dynamic when it comes to like age, where you're from, all these kind of things, it's like very inappropriate and it's not okay. One thing is that you should understand is that even if you do have someone trustworthy who is like your online editor, trusted like mod or editor or whatever, they should not be in your DMs about anything other than the stream or the like professional. It has to be 100% a professional basis. There has to be rules about when they can DM you. I don't want to be getting DMs in the middle of the night at weird times, when people should be sleeping, when I'm busy. There has to be strict rules enforced about that. And if you find it uncomfortable to do that, and you try to be casual and try to be friends with everyone online, or try to be down or cool, it is going to be costly for you, because people will take the piss. Even as a small streamer, even if you only have like 3 fans or whatever, you have to be like this with your 3 fans, and you have to keep it professional and keep it at a distance, because like I said, these things can be harmful to your career in the long run. Say one of these people decides at some point to turn on you because you've destroyed the image that they've like created of you when they put you on a pedestal. They could literally take everything that they know about you, everything that they've slowly gathered through their manipulation tactics over months or years or however long you've been talking to them, and they could come for you and try to like bring you down or whatever. This is not to scare you, but like you have to think from that professional lens. Like, why do you think you can't like just message your favorite musician and get a reply, or just message your favorite politician and get a reply straight away? Like, you know, you're not going to do that and feel entitled. As a small creator, especially when somebody sees a light in you and they feel like they've got you at an early time, they will try to drain that energy and parasitize off of you with the quickness. And you have to be able to see that within yourself and understand, hey, like there's something about me and I have to protect whatever that something is. Anyway, that's it for now. I made this video long enough, but I hope this is helpful. Feel free to follow for more stuff like this, or like this video if you want to see more stuff like this. My VODs channel is somewhere like on my page. I stream on Twitch. Sometimes I stream on TikTok. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video or the next live. Take care. Bye.